Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Varun Pawar, and welcome back to my channel, which is Certified Business Analysis Professional. Before proceeding further, just to inform you that we are almost coming to an end of all the activities from all the knowledge areas. So today is the second last activity, and the next week that would be the final activity, which is from the solution evaluation knowledge areas. Uh, and just for the information, if you want to view the related task or the activity pertaining to the knowledge area, you can find those videos somewhere here, or you can see in description as well. You will find the playlist there. Also, at the end of the video, you can find the playlist as well. From there, you can browse all the related task activities or the topics. So now back to the topic which will continue. So solution evaluation. So today from the solution evaluation knowledge area, we'll focus on the SS enterprise limitation, which is the next task after we have done SS solution limitation. So when we are talking about the solution limitation, this means the factors that is internal to the solution that are restricting the full realization of the realization of the value, and the enterprise limitation that is basically outside of the solution and that is at the enterprise level. So what are the factors that is restricting the full realization of the value? So we'll talk about SS enterprise limitation today. So now understand it in that way. We have one enterprise that is having three sister concern organization or the companies. Now all those companies are driven by the common HR management system, that the hiring, the leave management, the timesheet filling up, the vacations pay, and everything is being driven by the common HR management system. So let's say that company one, company two, and company three, all the three companies are following the same HR practices and the same management system for the hiring. Now, let's say a company two, there is one resource who has resigned from the company two, but there is a very high dependency on that resource and the company two want to rehire that resource, but they cannot do it. Reason being, there is a HR hiring policy at the enterprise level that is deriving all the company HR policies, which says rehiring the same resource is not allowed. So due to this constraint, company two cannot rehire that resource. So this is how the internal factors internal to the enterprise affecting the full realization of the value of the solution, right? So there are a lot other internal factors that affect the full realization of the value. What could be those? There is a culture, there is a belief, the practices, the technology, stakeholders, organization structure. If you want to know more about individual, I would recommend you to go and search on Google. So in general, I can guide you this culture, like how you are following things, how you are doing things, what kind of lifestyle you have, how you what kind of entertainments you are having, what occasions you are following, the beliefs, you what do you think what is correct, what do you think that's not correct. So then the practice is the general way of doing something, the technology, what technology you are following, using in your solution or at enterprise level or all the organization, the stakeholders, who are those stakeholders, um, then the organization chart or structure, how the hierarchy is being driven from the enterprise to the companies. So these all are the internal factors internal to the enterprise that impact or affect the full realization of the solution value of the solution. And these are in your hand, or in hand of the enterprise, that they can impact all those factors to improve the performance, to improve or give a maximum value out of the solution, right? Now, there are a lot other factors that are external to the enterprise, and generally we say those the environmental factors as well. So what could be those? So there is a competition in the market, that you are part of the competition, industry regulations, the politics, the economy, law of the land, the society. So these are some of the factors that you cannot impact directly, right? So these are not in your hand. You cannot direct those, impact those directly. So it makes sense that we should not discuss about those, right? Now, if you go through the objectives, that the purpose is to determine how external factors are restricting value realization. The solution may operate across various organizations and the company within an enterprise, and therefore have many interaction and interdependencies. Solution may also depend on environmental factors that are external to this enterprise, right? So we have gone through those. Enterprise limitation may include factors such as culture, operation, technical components, stakeholder interest, or reporting structure. Assessing enterprise limitation identifies root causes and describes how enterprise factor limit value realization. So this activity will help you assessing the limitation that is internal to the enterprise, that would help you to identify the root causes, and then if you find the root cause, that you can resolve those root cause to make a full realization of the solution or the value of the solution. This assessment may be performed at any point during the solution lifecycle. It may occur on a solution component during its development, or on a completed solution prior to full implementation. It may also occur on an existing solution. So as I said, like, in order to measure the solution performance, the very first activity that we have gone through, or for the solution evaluation at least, there should be a solution that must exist, either that is partially operational, that is fully functional, or kind of a prototype. So there must be a solution that exists so that you can assess that, right? So now let's talk about the inputs. So the very first input is implemented for or constructed solution. That I said, the solution must exist, either that is a prototype, that is fully functional, or partially operational, right? So the solution must exist. That's a kind one input. Then the current state description. Current state description talks about in a current situation, right? What are the environmental and the cultural and the internal factors that are influencing the solution limitation, right? That you can manipulate, that you can change or impact, influence, so that you can realize the full value. Then we have some data collected from the analyze performance measure, the second activity of this knowledge area. From there we are getting some data collected, that, right? So results of the analysis of the measurements collected. And then we have the guidelines that also act as an input. So the business objective we consider is also being considered when measuring solution performance. The change strategy, what is the current change strategy in use that you are following or you are implementing to get a potential value, full potential value out of the solution. Then the future state description that talks about the boundaries of the proposed new, removed, or modified components of the enterprise. The risk analysis result, overall level of the risk and the planned approach to modify the individual risks. Because when we are talking about something is limiting the full realization of the value, this means that that could be a problem, right? That could act as a risk in near future. So it's like managing overall level of risk. Then we have a solution scope that talks about the solution boundaries to measure and evaluate. And then finally, what we get is enterprise limitation, a set and a description of the current limitation at the enterprise level, right? That include how the solution performance is impacting the enterprise. So now let's talk about the elements. So what are the elements? Enterprise culture assessment. So deeply rooted beliefs, values, norms shared by the members of an enterprise. While these beliefs and values are not directly visible, but they drive the actions taken by an enterprise. Obviously, that's true. Business analysts perform cultural assessment, right? So identify whether stakeholders understand the reasons why a solution exists, ascertain whether stakeholders view the solution as a beneficial and support the change, determine what cultural changes are required to better realize value from a solution. Then B, also evaluate internal and the external stakeholders to assess the understanding and the acceptance of the solution, assess the perception of value and benefit from the solution. So it's about like we are evaluating the internal and the external stakeholders. What is their perception about the solution? What's their understanding about the solution? Whether they accept the solution, determine what communication activities are needed to ensure awareness and understanding of the solution. So if the stakeholders are not aware of what could be done, how could we communicate that in a better way so that they can understand what exactly the solution is. Then we have organizational structure change. So when we are saying organizational structure change, don't get it confused with the enterprise or the organization. Organization, we are talking about the complete hierarchy from the enterprise to the organization to the departments, every level, right? So it's not only with one organization. It is from top bottom, from the enterprise to different organization, different departments. So don't limit it only to the organization, right? So organizational structure changes. The reporting structure may be too complex or too simple to allow a solution to perform effectively. Assessing if the organizational hierarchy supports the solution is a key activity. Then stakeholder impact analysis. We have to uh, we have to do impact analysis on the stakeholder based on the function, location, and the concerns. So the functions, the stakeholders, the process in which that stakeholder is using the solution, the location, the geographic location of the stakeholder, right? Interacting with the solution, the concerns, the issues, risk, and overall concerns the stakeholders have with the solution. So we generally do the impact analysis based on the stakeholder function, location, and the concerns. Then we do the operational assessment. When conducting an operational assessment, the business analyst consider the policies and the procedures, capabilities and processes that enable other capabilities, skill and training needs, human resource practices, as I have already given you one example, risk tolerance and the management approaches, and tools and technology that support a solution. Right, so these are the few elements that is internal to the enterprise, right? External to the enterprise, we'll not discuss, that's out of the scope. So let's talk about the stakeholders who are involved in this. Customer is interacting with the organization that is in use of the solution, or the organization that use the solution. The end user, people who actually use that solution for work and is associated with the organization which is using that solution. Then the domain subject matter expert, he provides input how organization interact with the solution, or how enterprise and their sister concern or the ventures interact with the solution. The regulator, it could be government authorities, other regulators who adhere to the law. So if the policies, the framework, the compliances, the regulations, all those are in place. The sponsor who authorizes funding for the solution. Now, the techniques. There are a lot of techniques. So benchmarking and market analysis used to identify existing solution and enterprise interactions. Brainstorming used to identify organizational gaps or stakeholder concern. Data mining used to identify factors constraining performance of the solution. Decision analysis used to assist in making an optimal decision under condition of uncertainty and may be used in the assessment to make decision about functional, technical, or procedural gaps. Document analysis used to gain an understanding of the culture, operation, and structure of the organization. Then the interviews used to identify organizational gaps or stakeholder concerns. Item tracking used to ensure that issues are not neglected or lost and that issues identified by assessment are resolved. Then we have lesson learned used to analyze previous initiatives and the enterprise interaction with the solution. Observation used to witness the enterprise and solution interactions to identify impacts. Organization modeling used to ensure the identification of any required change to the organizational structure that may have to be addressed. Process analysis used to identify possible opportunities to improve performance. Then we have process modeling used to illustrate the current business processes and or change that must be made in order to achieve the potential value of the solution. Risk analysis and management used to consider risk in the areas of technology. Roles and permission metrics used to determine roles and associated permission for the stakeholder, as well as stability of an enterprise. Root cause analysis used to determine if the underlying cause may be related to enterprise limitation. Survey or questionnaire used to identify organizational gaps or stakeholder concern. SWOT analysis used to demonstrate how a change will help the organization maximize strength and minimize the weakness. Workshops used to identify organizational gaps or stakeholder concerns. So far the content that we have gone through, you can relate all those techniques as you go through those also in a book slowly and gradually. If you have already gone through the slides that I have already provided, and when you go in book, read the entire content again pertaining to this activity, you will able to relate those techniques. So if you have any questions, concern, or clarification, please feel free to put down in a comment. I'll definitely answer that. With that said, that's it from the solution evaluation knowledge area and from this activity, which is assess enterprise limitation. Next week, we will go through the last activity of this knowledge area. And I hope you are finding my content beneficial for your examinations. If you find it beneficial, please feedback me. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. That is very helpful for me get an inspiration and make such more videos for you. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon in our next session and next video.